within those, that we can start looking at this outside of the case of Wyvern having an absolutely devastating opener here in game number 2, that they are setting the tone of who is fighting for, second and third within this place. They are looking very, very good. That being said, at the end of the day, the benchmark that matters most is, are you top 10? So some of these players can maybe lose some of that fear, kind of breathe a little bit easy, knowing that you don't have to necessarily be better than Wyvern, you just got to be better than everybody else.
It's true. As we see, it's going to be a real race, potentially for third, if we see similar performances for Wyvern and the HSL side. Keep in mind, also want to point out, the next closest kills to Wyvern's 16 was 6. G2 and Gambit tying for 6 kills. Man. That's a 10-kill difference in between first and second. That's incredible. Let's go ahead and check in with Blaze and Nate at the command center. Guys, what are you seeing here across the map?
Thank you, guys. We coming in with all the drops, keeping in mind the team that was able to pick up that first dub, HSL, they landed over at the cage, getting that big high round to start off. We got a circle all the way up northwest, so looking to see the adjustments over there. Any surprise drops over here for you?
No
Blaze?
surprise drops just yet. I think we do see Wyvern towards that south tower. Fnatic doing what Fnatic does best. They're going to be over there towards the containment area for free. And so far, no close engagements. Everybody wants to play it safe. You're seeing how well Wyvern did in the first round, and all these teams trying to make up some points. In classic meta, once again, Pathfinder, Wraith, Watson across the board.
Yeah, every single team coming up there. We got Luminosity. Actually, a lot of the similar drops going back towards that air base. So nothing changing up too much as we get into our next game. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Nate. And Blaze as well for getting us a little bit of a look at that. You also saw, we just saw Wyvern there at Repulsor and Hydrodem, and they are going to have a long road.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trek considering it is such a northwestern circle, kind of hinting up towards that slums or runoff kind of section here. We'll figure it out as the game moves on and we find ourselves more towards that round number 3. But Athame here from the southern angle, and a bit of a coral here coming out from 2 spines as Quasar Generation Red find themselves in it.
Not trying to look, of course, a little bit of high ground here, so they're going to have an opportunity to maybe try to get a little bit of a team shot in there, and they're going to just continue moving dead west. And looks like maybe going to opt to disengage, but they are still pinging, so maybe still going to head in here.
They're in a situation where right now the circle is forgiving, right? They, in terms of damage, rotations, everything else, they don't need to make this transition towards the northern half if they would like to opt out of it. So I think that's a good point that you bring up, right? They're by no means under that pressure point circumstance where things are do and or die.
Yep, and we might see, potentially here, as we see Complexity here, artillery tunnels are going to maybe circle back, but it looks like instead they are going to be heading south. So they'll probably be out of the tunnel by the time that we would see any sort of push through 2 spines into artillery proper.
Yeah.
We're probably going to see, as you see, Complexity's already kind of spinning down into that upper part of Destroyed Cascade. So unlikely, that we're going to see any battle there, as they're going to go ahead and head over now to Watchtower North.
Biggest thing to note here is some of the loadout when looking at Complexity, though they did get that artillery tunnel, and it has a lot of supply crates. Sometimes the supply crates, because of the rarity, is not necessarily that easy to walk away feeling good about yourself. The armor circumstance is pretty good, but I can't help but feel like a Havoc in P2020 leaves something to be desired in terms of that loadout.
Even though we do see the hop up on the 2020, I was going to say very rarely do you see a Havoc 2020 period in a loadout. Yeah. So you have to imagine that he's going to be looking for some more goodies as well. Now on board with Noted.
Bit of a different tail on his loadout. Oh, look at this, though. Found himself inside.
Oh, boy.
Easy swap over to the EVA 8. That's going to be the first knock, but it will not be the last. Thirsts that one out, finds one. The ping's going down on the outside. We see the Wraith portal. We see the Wraith Q. No, actually, that was the portal animation. And look at this. They're just time's up. Let's do this.
They're going in, and when you see that portal, and it's now going to be a 3v1, they're going to fly right in here towards the outside of 2 spines. And that should be it. Yes, indeed. As they're going to go ahead and get that limb as well.
Very well done.
And steal all the goodies.
Now Costello, only member alive here from his team, and you can see he's nearly just forfeited over their lives. There is no attempt to be able to recover the banner. He's just going to be noping out of here and playing that one man. Essentially what we got out of Fnatic in the last round, right? Once you're left alone, how long can I just hide and survive and rely on some of those placement points?
Right, your 2 options there, of course, are really just surviving by placement points, and maybe, just maybe, you'll have an opportunity for a third party if the circumstances allow it here. And of course, Pastillo, hailing from Mexico. Got to talk about so many countries represented at this event. Not only do we have so many teams here, so much money on the line, but also, really, it's our first opportunity to see so many teams from around the globe meeting up here across so many different lobbies. It's going to be a fantastic 3 days of Apex.
Yeah, and I think it's even cooler, you know, especially that we not only get representation from all over, but I can't help but feel like with the X Games, a lot of people felt like it was North American weighted, and we know there are so many Apex European fans. So the fact that, you know, kind of bringing it to home turf, giving easy opportunity for that success there, but clearly, you know, leaving our doors open for anyone and everyone who wanted to prove that they can get that champion screen.
Absolutely, of course. Australian teams here, teams who have traveled many, many miles, many of them 9,000 plus to get here. And
bad respect for any Australian competitors. There's such a difficult travel situation.
Forget the ping. Yeah, the travel too. You're going a long way no matter what, whether that's over an internet connection or on a plane. You're going to have to take a long way to get here. Now checking in with Love, and some good stuff here as we see. Although they have lost legit Lolly, a 99 and a longbow here for Fury.
Yeah,
also purple shirts here for Rondon. Yeah.
Here's a longbow out in the distance there, kind of poking and prodding for those caves on the right-hand side, trying to deter this respawn attempt. He's going to be pressed and held onto. Honestly, that's going to be a tale we'll get the answer to a little bit later here. But now, Luminosity with the slums.
Yep, and it's going to be tricky here. LG's in, to be honest, not too dissimilar of a situation that we saw in game number 1.
And it's important to note that that respawn, if it actually happens, denies the slum opportunity for the res later on for Luminosity there.
Yeah, look at that. Nice 301 there. Golden Barrel stabilizer. Now moving down here towards the watchtower again is Gambit Esports. We saw a good rally from them in that first game. Shots coming through.
Yeah, shots from behind there, actually. That's very, very difficult for them to be able to deal with. We see the Wraith portal kind of coming out. Now Gambit sitting here still at the Watchtower North, sitting right outside that circle, but does have a Wraith portal if necessary. Seems like Sunset receiving a bit of damage there. And we take our way onto that portal. Man, that was, talk about a bit of a clickbait there. Yep. I needed the closure of that portal take.
We saw a little bit of Gambit with some early success there in that game, but they did end up placing, looks like 14th. With 6 kills, so a little bit less to be desired, and that does put them in 7th place currently. Who's now switch over here to Complexity. They've got a nice watchtower set up here, looking over containment.
Biggest thing to highlight, though, the 30 ammo left there for Mirko. That is not enough ammo in a wingman to be like, we're okay with this high ground. Do you debatably want to get into a range that you know you'll be able to hit the shots? Yes, being able to kind of just fling them at your opponent from this distance is the normal play, but it is, again, not an option.
And here it goes. They're going to zip in. You saw the play call coming, and they're going to fly in here to this rooftop and start to bust some doors down. We'll go ahead and check in on that battle again if it does heat up. But now, back over here. Taking a look at Balan G, Fjellern and Forsaken here on the Third Impact side.
Yeah, Third Impact was actually receiving pressure from the exact same angle that we saw before. It could be that Third Impact was actually the team shooting at that res attempt earlier. Based on the positioning we see them now. Still taking a couple of shots there from the low ground, but it wasn't going to be enough to be too lethal here onto them yet.
Certainly should have been able to escape that. Indeed. Now over to Triumph Gaming. Who's sitting up there at artillery, and these are some far longbow shots trying to connect. None of those just yet, as we're checking in again with Fnatic North America, and they're doing what we expect them to do, Dread, right? They're getting that positioning. It's a nice knock that comes in from Spirit.
And it's very important to note this positioning is genius coming up from Fnatic. I'll talk about it a little bit more, but for now, focus on to some of these shots coming through. They did break the armor onto the second target. It feels like everyone is just honing in on anyone trying to maintain that high ground. Arcstar goes out another 52.
Look at that!
And that's a whole squad
out. Are you kidding me? Look at that kill feed. Spirit lighting it up there. Amazing longbow shots. Take a look at his face as well.
Was #1 team from last game eliminated here by Fnatic. Well done here. Clean showing, and again, why we expected them to be one of the lookout rosters of Group A.
I mean, you called it perfectly, Dread. They could not have asked for a better position there, and also Spirit with that sight line. Of course, he hits those longbow shots, makes them count, and now also the kill leader with 4 kills. So still 19 squads left, but that was a fantastic first wipe we just saw.
And what if I told you it only gets better for Fnatic? Because when we look at the next circles and what is going to be a problem when it comes to high ground point, there's one major problem, and that is the center point where we saw them already shooting. They have the counter angle to the best high ground slot over our circle right now, and that is great. Again, showing those big brain plays. But back to the tunnel.
Yep, now more Veinless. He's here trying to face west. They're looking to hopefully at some point exit this tunnel, but right now they've got a lot of resistance towards the southwest, trying to exit to destroyed Cascades. They're going to have to fight together to get out, and they know that they have a limited amount of time with that ring closing in about 45 seconds.
Yeah, and the only other way they can make this out is essentially opting out, using the Pathfinder Zip to make sure that they get the high ground and kind of go out with that wider rotation. Look at this. We're going to go ahead and push, though. Couple of shots.
Yep, shots coming in there. They're going to have to avoid cover. Nades coming in as well. And they're being forced into these fences. And it looks like still shots coming through. Vainless is the first one to get knocked. That's going to be dangerous now. JMW and Graceful going to have to make this count in this 2v3.
Yeah, and that was a very big misstep there from Vainless. And the fact that nobody else is taking pressure and he was in a position just to get knocked. Already down here. The rest of the team trying to defend off of him here. Kind of thwart them back. Shots go through. Purple armor is looking like it's an optimal situation for the other side. Graceful. Gotta go ahead and lay the portal. Looks like the answer is to get out as fast as we can, but I don't think they will.
He's going to also slide down. That's going to give him some good distance here. And that Alim's going to come in on Forsaken. Let's see if he can stay alive here. Just about no health left as well. That portal has gone down. You have to wonder if JMW has already taken it. Looks like Graceful will get knocked. Here's JMW. He has taken that portal. He has gotten down. He's going to have to continue now. Of course, in a potentially 1v3, maybe there's even more.
Yeah, he's going to have to take a page out of Mr. Deeds Butler here. He's got to be very, very sneaky, sir, because this is so difficult.
I was going to say now he's going to, of course, we're still in early days, so he's going to be able to pop some bats. He's going to be able to take this damage. Hopefully has some meds as well. Yes, 6 in the pocket, so he can take this slow. He's going to hope that the team doesn't try to fly through to force that Alim. Certainly an option for them.
Yeah, that is the biggest thing here. And I honestly don't even know if he manages to find the banners, whether or not it's a safe choice going forward to even look for that res opportunity. 17's team still alive here with around 3 posted up. We'll see what he opts into. But either way, I think, you know, if we haven't painted it clear enough, guys, it's a dour situation for Triumph Gaming.
Talk about all the places you would not want to be stuck into a choke. Artillery Tunnel would be one of them.
Ooh, that's a select fire havoc out there. What is this? Just boom, right on by.
Not something you see flying across the map every day. Now checking in with Complexity, who's fighting bottom containment as well. And they look pretty good here in the way of armor. 99 and a wingman for Mirko.
Such an interesting element, too, considering we've been so focused on the longbow meta, and we know that's something we're going to see continuously outward. Earlier, I was talking about the Scout as an ammunition opportunity in a different direction, but also the Havoc with Select Fire could debatably meet that argument, too. But back with the longbow here, Love and Fury still with that waterfall, and look at, they got the res. They actually made it happen.
Absolutely bringing him back, of course. Opportunities in the early game and even bits of the mid game, depending on really where that ring is headed to get those res, but they make it count. Legit Lolly going to be on white armor right now, so going to have to be a little bit careful, but that longbow is going to allow him to keep a distance and also pop some shots now.
Portal out.
Back over to Fury.
Maybe going for an armor grab, armor swap even if they could.
And this is
pressure.
They're underneath. That's fantastic. They're able to get out and back up because that low ground looks like right now within the sights of at least 2 teams.
Yeah, and again, that's sitting right next to where those Fnatic shots were coming through, and you see all those Watson signs? That's where Fnatic is posted up. They have such a good position. Again, they could have transitioned outward. No, they're still just residing here in such a dominant fashion over this circle.
Yeah, your residing is right. Fnatic has set up shop. They have no intent of leaving, and look at this now. As we go over to Alliance, they're going to fly through as we see some action flying across the more open side of the maps. Golden Sands through Oasis, but right now Alliance going to just circle right back into pit and watch their back.
And so I understand the decisioning over the positioning of Alliance right here, but this is one of my least favorite places to ever be. This circle is going to be okay once it closes in, but once you get past the circle, if anybody is doing that on any of the other pillars of pit, you can call it a day there if you did not win that fight. So I like to see that they rotated out, realizing that pit's going to be a bit more pressure.
All right, we are headed now to runoff, and this is where action is going to head. Very different game at this point. In the last game, we certainly were a little bit closer to that 15 squads left, but 16 squads left, so we do see it's going to be a bleed out there for across our red. They are going to be out. And also, Wyvern into some trouble, and it looks like, yes, they will be wiped as well. So, fantastic game one from Wyvern, but that will be the end of them. They will fall here. Now, as you see, like 14 squads remaining. And now on board with Gabe on the Complexity side.
Yeah, though HSL was first place in terms of placement, the fact that Wyvern first overall and that they're out at squad number 15.
And you have to wonder, Dread, how many kills they have on the board.
Yeah, and I can't help but feel like it's going to be not near the pretty tale we got from them last time. It's a bit of a Grimm Brothers version of this fairy tale here.
Now taking a look at Fury, and absolutely nothing in the way of shields. No meds. And he's going to have to try to find something, and that is going to be a nice little armor swap for him.
So thankful that that didn't have any damage on it. If that had been from a past teammate or something like it could have been a tough situation there. That wasn't going to be already pre-looted here. Wingman shots now out from Gambit. Connects with one. Grenade, though. Going to force him to reposition.
Going to pop right up with a grapple. Hits for 76. Broken. Trying to finish here. Yes, indeed. Able to get a last-second shot off. And also going to pop a bat to go right back to full gold shields.
And it's very important that Gambit thwarts off that team that they're already looking at. They need to win this skirmish down a man. They have to fight outward and then consider the center circle. You can't consider Fnatic or anybody with that positional advantage right now. So I'd like to see them be a bit more aggressive as you see that back-to-back wingman. Easy knock. They are cleaning up shop. And Gambit Gaming now you need to set your focus to Fnatic.
And what a show here from Sign. He's not done yet. Going to try to also get this final limb as well, and they're going to continue pushing. Right now, it looks like some still contesting along the truck, and they should be able to get this as well on a team shot. Little good night there.
My sweet prince.
And the Peacekeeper hits for 8 from the back, but they should be able to close on this pretty easily.
Yeah, and the fact that it was only 11 on that wingman, or excuse me, on that Peacekeeper is pretty surprising. It's important to know that Gambit might get a little bit hasty now, because this kill should not have been this difficult. And if they're willing to risk their position and get into Fnatic just to be able to get that one kill, that could be the beginning of the end. We will find out here as we trans over to Team Liquid White.
Taking a look here, Ruski. Poppets themselves has lost both teammates, and the situation we talked about earlier, Dread. You know, what do you do here as a solo? Do you just simply try to play for a little bit of positioning and play squirmy and squirrely? Do you try to get some third-party opportunities if they allow themselves? You have to think you go for the former. It's certainly...
You got to squirrel. You got to squirrel. You got to just be as good of a rodent as you can possibly be. I don't know if there's a faster, feistier rodent than a squirrel, but if not, be that one.
Yeah, whichever
I need you
one.
to be that one.
Yeah, you need to be that one. Potentially take a look at some kind of encyclopedia or guide that could give you the guidance on exactly which type of rodent you need to be. But here we go, checking in now, way up north here in slums, and this is going to be potentially a lot of interior battles here and a lot of elevation on these finals.
Yeah, and also a lot of Peacekeeper flank opportunities. This leads to a lot of tough decision making that if you are not, oh man, almost a concern there for a moment, but if you are not comfortable with the entire landscape and understanding how to deal with mid and close range skirmishes, I can't help but feel like this is a very difficult final circle for you. Only one house exists over our next circle closing.
I mean, yeah, you talk about Mimu there, of course, triple takes still out. You have to wonder if he's maybe going to swap that as we get into really tight late game here.
That's what you say that, but to be honest, it's one of the few weapons I think is a little underestimated and how effective it is in there. That's a Dreadnought opinion, but I think for most,
we've seen a lot. Of course, that triple take close range can do some real damage. We've seen players put on a show here.
He's only got 2 in the chamber here. It's very important he hits these if he doesn't. Okay, reload in between this initiation as we see Luminosity trying to push.
Now Crank and Chipsy still running white armor. They're going to need to be careful here and assume that their opponents have a much more than they.
See if they try and get a wall jump here up to the high ground. That's a pretty cheeky play. Nice 100 out of that Peacekeeper flick. Not going to connect there. Iframe probably forced. We're going to go ahead and breathe a little bit easy there as the Arcstar stops the advance.
A little armor swap as well. Going to have to pop a cell though in order to restore that. And LG, they've done well to get this far, but keep in mind, we are 13 squads left. So they're still going to have a long way to go if they want to get some significant points on the board.
Yeah, and you can basically look at the success of LG and the breathing room that they have right now. It's great. It's great. But I hate to break it to you, we're now T-minus 10 seconds and counting over that final circle, and that's when everyone is going to be moving on top of them. This is it, Bravo. A lot of deaths here. 13 is going to become a very, very small number quickly.
Teams are going to be moving real quick, falling out of slums, also falling down from that high ground to the south as well.
Yeah. So here we go, Fnatic in the low ground in the circle. Notice how the second that they understood that the circle was not advantageous to the high ground, they make their way into the home and they defend outward. Again, very smart plays from them.
Look at this zip coming in. Taishin does get knocked first, and that was going to come there from the BDS side. Cyclops is able to knock 2. On the other side, Chipsy gets a double knock as well, and Monday just trying to stay alive here.
Great grapple, actually gets him out of line of fire. I say that, but then look, we've got different eyes from a different angle. Doesn't end up getting a full knock. He ends up peeking, taking a big trade. He dips down. The Mastiff, that's a big old whiff on that one. Door jam. Seems like this is the beginning. No way that nobody can push this door.
I was going to say that Phoenix Kit might not have enough time. No, he will go down as well. That's going to be North that will fall, and now another knock coming in from the BDS side. They will get wiped as well. We're going to go ahead and keep moving on. 7 squads left here in the match, and things are getting tight.
Gambit, very good cleanup there, and an opportunity to be able to heal up and get all the armor, all the resources they may need for this final circle. Look, we were concerned with their positioning before and the resources that they had at hand, but that one wingman trade and skirmish and winning that battle has net them so much that they could find a way, as long as I can't but feel like Fnatic is distracted. Right now, they have so much going for them in this spot.
Absolutely. Taking a look here, exactly where Fnatic is posted up, taking a look at the map. Lucky timing there that we got to see that exact zoom here, coming in to see exactly where they are on the map. It looks like they're getting ready to push out.
And we also have to consider over the next circle, Pathfinder zips are very, very likely over a slums finish like this, not only because of the high ground I was highlighting before, but because there are many, many structures to kind of deviate and kind of thwart out. Basically because we moved away from slums into slums. That's not a true statement anymore.
Could even see multiple zips here potentially dancing on the trapeze because we still have 6 squads left in the game. Let's take a look here at Gambit, like you said, able to fight out of some pretty disadvantageous positions earlier to come this late into the game.
There's
the zip.
Pre-zip is a very big play here. Why you would do that is it sets it on a big enough cooldown that you can have another one before the next circle if it's too problematic, if you can. But they've only got themselves, 5 seconds here until it's going to close in, and this is it. This is a big moment here for these teams.
Look at G2 now, ready to push in. One of the 3-man squads left. We saw a few others that are still just 2, and even one that's 1, and they're going to start Watsoning up here to avoid this push.
G2's got a great angle on that zip. Look, they're looking up already at the zip. They're trying to zip jump, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it that long.
Shot's not hitting them. They might be still up there. So we see one coming in here from Fnatic. Still all 3 players alive.
4 squads left here. Fnatic in still a grand position. Shiny without any armor here. Got to go ahead and drop the battery. 2 more seconds here. Looks like he's fine. Shiny also, will completed their Spirit looking just fine. Everybody stacked right behind this box. They are just...
This is the Fnatic box. They love this box right now, keeping them all alive. They get time to pop bats, but now here over to the Gambit side, still fighting with white armor, and G2 also still in this low ground behind the barrier, still alive.
If Fnatic gets distracted too much, they might be in a bad position. They need to focus on to G2, who has this low ground here off on the side, but the cover, the wingman shots come through too. It's going to go ahead and crack the armor, but Fnatic is the biggest focus. Everybody pinching onto Gambit. They are just stuck between 2 teams.
They are. I don't know how they're alive here, still running. Just white armor now. Great shots here coming in from Sanyas. He's able to land quite a few there with the 99. Also going to pop a bat. And now 3 squads remaining in the game.
Sign here. What's it going to do? Just kind of poke up there. 22 bullets left in his 99. Knows he's got the wingman.
Hoping that some Fnatic shots come that way as well soon.
Oh, Phoenix Kid, this is the last major heal available here. Oh, look at the peek in the downtime. Tries the juke. He tries the jive.
Almost does it too. Now look at G2. They're going to go ahead and push on that. They haven't got the elim yet. He has to fly back. Rhett not able to finish.
And it's very important to know 0-0 having no HP, and he's not going to be able to heal up. He has the armor, but now he's 1 hit away from getting a knock. There goes the med kit, but it isn't going to be enough. There's Fnatic pressure in that window. No, instead they push on to Gambit, and look at that. Gambit find the knock under G2.
Look at this now. More shots coming in. He's still not down. Article with another one as well. Look at those shields. Look at that.
What is he doing? He is a monster, but then Fnatic comes through with a couple of shots onto the side now. Alliance still alive here, sitting next to where we saw. Oh my goodness.
It's 2 squads left here aligned to G2.
No way here. Are they going to be able to do this? The 1-man band versus what? What do we got on the other side? 2? Can he do it? Mimu?
Trying to hit these shots here.
Oh,
slowly healing up on the Watson ult.
Peeks once more. Nice wind up there. Takes the trade back. Gets a 60 break. He's going to go ahead and look for the push here. He's going to try and take this wingman, or excuse me, not wingman, but triple take. Armor swap attempt in the middle of the skirmish here.
Should be able to get it.
He breaks. He punches.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The armor swap to the melee finish, and we are seeing more of never before